In my head, that's my intro.
Stream's gone up. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure that it's coming through on the live streaming thingy, my bob, and then I'm gonna rock the intro, which people are always still gonna hear us anyways. Let's check that it's gone live. Waiting for one thing.
Yes, it has. Boom.
Where's my manage thing? Fuck. I'm just messing everything up today. It says excellent condition. I'm hoping that it's up. Can you guys see us?
It is up, buddy.
Is it up?
It's delayed, but it's up. It's okay.
Good.
So it means you can go back and edit me.
Let me
Go
rock.
back and edit anything I say wrong.
Okay, let me rock the intro quickly.
Amateur.
The whole intro is just gonna be us talking. Alright, sorry for some technical difficulties, but Leb's been making me laugh, obviously, and I haven't been able to figure out how. So,
on my debut, you mess up.
on your
technical
debut.
difficulties. I mean, who are you? On my debut. Oh, man.
my God.
Where's this guy?
I know. Anyways, welcome to episode 2 of Let's Talk FGC. Today's elder god needs no introduction. He is legendary King of the North, the founding member of NRS FGC in South Africa, and a competitor extraordinaire. Legend. Uchicha Nebo.
Yes.
How's it going, my guy?
Thank you. You're far too kind.
How's it going? How is it going?
Great, man. That's going great, buddy. I'm
Cool.
just happy to be here, finally be on your set. Two friends. Wait, sorry, wrong show. On this show, I'm happy to be here. It's going great, buddy. I'm grateful to call up. What's going on with you, bud?
Nothing
What's going on
much.
in the north? How is Winterfell?
It's cold. Not really, actually. It's summer here, so
Really?
it's really good. We're in shorts and shirts and stuff. But I'm busy practicing for Evo. I'm gonna do the online
Is that
Evo.
coming?
Yeah. We got online Evo happening here in Europe, so that's gonna be fun.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
gonna be
dude.
dope. You ready?
No, I'm probably gonna get my ass absolutely handed to me, but it's gonna be fun either way.
Yes. Those are big facts, absolutely. But you know what, Sheldon, we're with you in spirit, buddy. Gonna raise that Dragon Ball spirit ball, and just hope that you can smash the competition when you're there. So,
All my African brothers.
That's
please.
it. All your African brothers, dude.
So yeah, that's it. So I'll try and I'll be as less of a scrub as I can be, but we'll see how it goes.
Please. It's only important. I mean, you can't embarrass us. This is the moment you've been training for since FGC Africa came into light. Was for this moment at Evo. It's all culminating.
I know. Anyways, so
messed up.
You've obviously watched the last episode. So basically, today's show is first to 10 question and answers to find out about our prominent members in our community. Now, obviously, we know that you are NRS based, and to remind you of a story, let's take you back to 2015 of how we first met. I'm sure you'll remember this. It was at the MKX World Cup.
Yes.
And then the following Geek Fest afterwards, which was where I finally got added to the Who's Next WhatsApp group.
The group.
The group.
Exactly.
The group. This elitist group that I needed to get a part of. Where was my order? And I remember seeing you walking around at MKX Cup, and I'm like, dude, this guy must be like, he must fucking know what he's talking about, because he's walking around. Give me a number. Let's, this mustn't be the only event we do. We need to get more locals going on. And yeah, dude, and that was the first thing. For me, that WhatsApp group was a really big deal, because it was the first time like I had seen something like competitive fighting related before today. And then we had FGC Discord and the Joburg Fighting group. But yeah, that was my first introduction. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember at that time, I was Kun Jin and I think Aaron Black, and you and I kind of played a couple of games as well.
Yeah.
While we're at that meet. And and I was like, damn, this guy actually knows how to play. He can body. And in my mind, I was like, white boys can play too.
Straight up, bro.
Like they can body. They're actually not bad. I was like, damn, this guy can play. So, I obviously, and then, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep playing with this guy. And it's funny because I saw you in the last cast. You're like, the players that, you kind of drifted to in MKX were exactly the same players that I drifted to. I started off with Kung Jin, then I went Kung Lao, then I had Kung Lao and Sector as my main, and I also had Johnny Cage in the pocket as well. But you're like, Sector was also one of your biggest players, and I've always loved the robots. So Sector was very, very big for me. So it's cool that, you're also part of that. But I remember that, dude. That WhatsApp group was elite, dude. It was for the top 1% at the time. Before all these scrubs.
We were the 5% in South Africa until we got bodied by online people. We're like, okay.
Everyone else.
Maybe we're not as good as we thought we were.
We're not so hot.
All right, before we get drifted, because I can see we're gonna easily be able to have drifting away from the question. So let's get into question one.
Definitely.
So I want to know about you. Okay, so I want to know about your intro into the FGC. Now I know our history was at MKX World Cup and that, but what was your intro into the competitive fighting games? I want the long story, and from your kid to where we are now. Hit me.
Okay, cool. All right, let me do this. Let me see if I could. How much time do we have? Okay, let me try and put this in 5 minutes. Okay, so look, I've always had a love for fighting games. I think they've always been like kind of my number one thing. SNES, Super Nintendo. When we actually finally got one is when we started playing with my brother quite a lot. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. We moved on to other games as well that my friends had, like Art of Fighting. We went to the Tekken. We went to Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. Soul Calibur, which now became Soul Blade. So there was so much just like in fighting games that we just loved. The titles that were not so popular at the time, Marvel vs. Capcom, which is coming up, SNK games, like Fatal Fury and stuff like that. So there was a lot of games that, we just kept underneath my belt. And so a lot of my childhood was actually exposed to violence. Thank God, that's why I channeled it. Thank God, that's why I actually channeled it.
So you had your hands dipped in every kind of fighting game as you were growing up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. But Mortal Kombat definitely was pretty big. So, look, I used to body my brother, but you'd come and you'd body me a couple of games and you were like, you know what, that's it, I'm off to bed. I'd be like, wait, what? You serious? We just started. And be like, yeah, whatever, you're whack. And so there was always that, clown fest and always just like, jazzing each other and sometimes gassing each other up. Then we started playing war with our friends.
Yeah.
And, I started realizing that, as I was beating a lot of them, I thought, damn, I'm actually pretty good. Anyway, just went into, when I went into uni in Australia, I played in a Tekken circuit. I came second place for that. The following year, I came first place for playing Tekken. We played Tekken 5 then, and then going into this FGC community, when I came into South Africa, because I used to travel quite a lot, MK9 was a game I played a lot out over here. And this is where I guess the start of the FGC group actually started with their founding members.
Yeah.
And that was with Zane, that was with LSG, a guy called KG, Tazinzwa Ovusi, the Legend Killer, which you saw play last week.
Yeah, I did.
And yep. So we used to play around a lot at my house, MK9.
Straight up name drops already.
This is before. That's it, buddy. We're going to put them out there. I don't have their tags.
Lusungu's going to watch this back and be like, Leb's already dropped his name drop. He's going to be so
clout,
happy.
They say clout. Boom. There's a shot. Goke, if you remember, Goke was really good.
Dude, I was talking about him last week, actually, because, these memories, and we were talking about him last week. I used to get bodied by him so bad. And it used to irritate me. It was just his Aaron Black. It was just his Aaron Black. And I was like, I need to learn this, man.
I know. I think Yami might have been part of it. Actually, Yami joined for MKX. But MK9, I'm going to tell you now that all the people I played, I used to body. I was the elder god in MK9.
The legend king of the
we used to play Tekken Tag. That's it, baby. That's it. These guns don't fail. That's when we, I guess that's where the King of the North legend, started coming in. And then I was like, playing to MKX and the whole mechanics and everything was different. And I started getting bodied. And just like you mentioned earlier on, so that first tournament that we had, the official, the one that our first Khan won, and that's when I was just like, this group needs to grow. I need to learn from the elitists that we have over here. We need to have the best of best. And I think at that time, Dr. Zoll might have been third place. I can't remember the guy from Cape Town who was using Cassie was second place. And the guy was first place, obviously, Alkan Fasadu, who was in Pretoria or something.
Yeah.
And I started getting all these guys in, and I was like, and I think even at that time we had all the Cludy brothers. There was Terry, was Tristan, and the other brother who used to play Jax, exactly. He used to play Jax all the whole time. I think, and Tristan used to play Scorpion, and I was just like, you know what? I really want to get good at this game, but I also want Africa to get good at this game, and the only way we're going to level up is if you play other great players. And that's where, the actual founding base of this was actually to grow our African players, grow the competition so that it's not just South Africa, but it's just all of Africa altogether. And so, and that kind of went off like a torch everywhere else. I mean, you carried that flame. I found out last week, that, Lay went and he passed that flame on to Carlo Visser, who else had his own, Steam Salty series. And, and that flame also got passed on, Pyro also did his own thing. And, Big mentioned Tim as well, because, we used to go to his house, have pizza, and play video games. And I was like, wait, dude, you have pizza?
Yeah, that was literally our little sessions at Paris House. That was it. I mean, that was awesome. Dude, that's a great segue into the next question, which is you hosted these tournaments at Monash University. I came to, I think, 2 or 3 of them. And I want you to take me through the process back then. What was so special about having those local tournaments? And what was the hardest thing about them? Because, I mean, I know what the hardest things about were hosting mine in Pretoria, but I want to know what it was like.
I'll tell you what, first of all, the support was great. And like you said, you pulled through to a couple of them. And we came to one of yours as well, the 2 of yours actually that you had in Pretoria. And it was just, again, Sheldon, to grow the spirit of the MKX games, the NRS games and everything. I just wanted people to get good, but also just to get tournament experience. It's a different story when you're playing tournament and when you're not playing in a tournament game. And, the nerves can get up to you. And I wanted us to start practicing because I know that we've sent a couple of people from here to go represent us. And whenever the tournament, the nerves settle in, that's it. We just seem to get bodied and fall flat. So I was like, you know what? How do you get rid of those things? And hosting most of these tournaments was a part of that, and just to enjoy the game, right, and have more and more people come and participate. Hardest thing for that is just I had no money, so
the struggle was 100% real.
I mean, so I had no money. I had to try organize these tournaments. I had to get people to try and come. Like I said, the tournament was great. It was like 50 Rand entrance fee. The winner kind of, takes all for whatever it was.
Yeah.
And again, it was just to grow the experience and just for people just to have fun. And I just wanted to keep the community alive and relevant. This is before online was massive for us. So I was just like, why don't we just play each other this way? And this is the best way we can actually kind of come together. And, online obviously has solved a lot of issues, but it was kind of great to have everyone in the same sort of setting, to have that tournament vibe, have your nerves. And I think one of the other harder things as well, and I know you were doing it in Pretoria, is both playing and organizing the tournament, making sure like the Shalon system works. That's just work. So
it is.
It was just a mission. You know what I mean? But I think the other thing is that once you have the participants come, that's 50% of your work done. And so, I thank everybody that came through, including yourself.
It was a long drive.
Tournaments.
It was a long drive. Going up beyond the wall.
I have people from the south.
Every time I was like, I'm going to Monash and I'm going to get bodied again today. I'm like, why am I even going? And why am I going? But I loved coming through. The banter was always cool.
But Michelle, did you enjoy it though? I mean, what was your takeaway from the experience, bro?
Look, it was, for me, I attended a bunch of tournaments before I did the hosting. So I think yours was before I did the hosting in Pretoria. So yours, I was like, man, I love this. I was like, I just want to be a part of this all the time. Because everyone back then just was so nice to each other. We saw each other and we popped up with each other. Look,
exactly.
We knew how to get into each other's skin, but it was like, shit, I'm going to go home and I'm going to get so much better in the next local. I'm going to make sure I can show what I'm doing. And for me,
exactly.
I think that's you hit it on the mark. I know that when I was competing, I did that final combat thing, the EU leg, the online combat cup here in Europe. And I got bodied. Look, don't get me wrong, I got absolutely eaten alive. But at least I didn't have tournament nerves. I was like, I'm gonna do the best I can, but if I get beaten, I'm chilled with it.
Get beaten.
But that's obviously with 5 or 6 years of doing competitions with you guys. And now we got and even then, I mean, I still get worried. But yeah, that's a good segue once again onto the next question. Was, that Who's Next group was a big jump. and there were so many good players. But what about this community? Do you think made you want to stick it out? Because you said you played Tekken, you played Street Fighter, you played Capcom versus Marvel, Marvel versus Capcom. So you played all of these different games.
Capcom, yeah.
What was specific? I mean, I know at the locals, I love the people, but what was so specific about this group of NRS players that made you want to stay?
You know what? It's a good cast of people that we have. And like you said, back in the day, there was almost like zero toxicity. We knew how to get each other's skin, but it was a good crowd of people who were willing to offer their time, drive out and play. And that's a sacrifice that, that's always gonna stay, deep in my heart, and say thank you all for that and for the commitment for that, right? But it's also just like you also want to get better at a game. You want to get good. There's a lot of popularity around MK. And I like, having to go play, someone from Kenya and then someone from Zambia, someone from South Africa, and it's a massive experience. But and again, guys from like yourselves in the UK and the Middle East, and I have been in touch with a couple of people in the US, and the whole thing was just, I want this to grow to be something. When we have our next big ones, like for yourself, you're going to Evo, and we'd like to get you prepped for that. Is that to have someone from Africa actually represent us? Yeah, so it's good enough for me, buddy. It's good enough for me. I mean, I want us to be able to dominate in the European scene. I want us to be dominating in the American scene. So I want to see how far up talent do we have, and we're not far off. And like I said, the big thing that gets to you is nerves. We're not far off, buddy. We got great players like 5000, Killjoy. I see Mark the Shark, Z the Janitor, Tondo, Group Room, Matt Bio played great as well. Last week was great. So, there's so many different players and facets. You're no longer, the elite, the top 1% starts to grow bigger and bigger. Yeah. And, and that's what we need to do, So, we need to elevate our game, and you can only do that by playing the best. And I want to be the best. So, yeah.
100%, dude. That's hits it on the mark. I'm so excited for African community, and that's why I keep on doing these things, and that was what the focus of the show was to interview African players. You'll find out who I'm doing next week,
exactly.
And I just want our players to be able to compete in the side, because I'm seeing these tournaments and I see these things.
Yeah,
our players would, if we could get like 5 or 10 of them into one of these tournaments, guaranteed.
No,
the top 8 would be 5 of our African players. I'm telling you now.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and I believe it. And we saw like
one.
We only got one. Did you say?
Yeah, I said we only get one. 5,000 came over for the island one. What is the island one? Para actually went as well. Para. I was actually going to go over, but I can't remember what. I had bad work or whatever. But yeah, if we had 10 players, get 10 players, fly them all over here, put them in the 20, guaranteed.
Dude.
We'll walk away with it.
Dude. No, we've had, I think Lay has gone over, and Z has gone over, Z the Janitor. So yourself have just found out Para of 5,000, and he played Gur. I think he played Irish Mantis. You might have also played video game. I'm not sure if he has, but my facts could be wrong about that. But you also probably would have played it as well.
I played video games on Kombat League the other day, and I discovered that I am trash. I am trash at this game. Dude, it was like he was on a different game. Yeah. He was so good, dude. He was so good.
In your head. He was in your head.
I even fanboyed afterwards. I sent him. I wasn't gonna be salty. I just sent him a message straight away on PSN, and I was like, "Dude, you're amazing. Good luck at Final Kombat. Like, cheers, sweet.
Bye, bye. Love you. Bye.
Kisses and hugs."
Shell, we can only get better if we start getting, our scrubs to become the elite. Then our elite to compete against the European elite and against the American elite, and they're open to it, and so I remember I was tuning into Aquaman's stream and Gur's stream, and they're giving a shout out to 5,000. I reached out to Ryan and from PND Catch Up, and he was like, "Listen, would love to host you guys." Yeah, but it's like, listen, your connection and ping may be an issue because and we'll talk about this later, but we've got a tournament that we're going to be running next week. And, I wanted the final player. This is why I was asking you about ping and connection. I wanted our winner to play off someone in the UK. So it could be in video games, Foxy Grandpa, Irish Mantis, whoever, And so just to get our names back in the scene all over again. So that's kind of where my head is at right now for, our scene and our community. It's like, it's great that we compete against an Africa with so many things that we're running. We've got the Salt series. We've got now this, tournament from the Fight Club, and and if we can now pass that on and see if we can, start getting better against our competitors again in Europe and in the US.
Look, it was very cool talking about big internationals. Did you see that Tekken 7 had a big tournament in Cape Town? Like they actually had like a proper international, like a proper international. It was huge for them. I saw Sigma 19 from the SA FGC Discord hosted and stuff. Dude, I watched it. It was amazing. And you should have seen some of the local Cape Town Tekken players. They were absolutely destroyed.
Oh my goodness.
It was so cool. Because they had internationals came to Cape Town. So like the big heavy.
It's incredible.
And they did so well. So cool. And that's what I want to see. So I'm excited to see something like that.
Yes. I mean, and so if we can put ourselves in the map, let's do that, Sheldon. Let's bring them over. Let's have a local out over here, man. And Cape Town's sweet for that.
100%. Dude, talking about MK11 versus the other esports, and, we can talk FPS and we can talk, Call of Duty, but let's talk fighting game. What do you think is, what is your current perspective on it as a competitive scene, and what bothers you of its current state?
Yeah. Well, but here in Africa, or just the game itself?
The game itself. Look, we know Africa. Its draw is that we've got bad ping.
That's all we over here about. Is that we've just got bad ping, and real talk, we can fix that up.
Yeah. Actually,
I could already challenge you somebody to anything.
Actually, I ended up getting General Jaeger from the Fight Club group in Kombat League. I was like, I know that name. I was like, I know that. I was like, I better accept it, else I'm going to be get called out at Fight Club because I'm going to get declining anything above 150 meg. So I was like, accept.
Just do it.
And I got buddies.
And you know what? And Sean, you did? General Jaeger, did you play Scorpion?
Yeah, dude.
It's funny.
I literally went back to Coach Para and I was like, Para, listen, Scorpion, it's giving me trouble. Okay? Fucking Scorpions.
You know what? Out of all the players, the ones I love playing against is Scorpion. Oh my god, I just body Scorpion every day. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, funny enough, although his mix-up game is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I hate playing against Bavora. I hate playing against Aaron Black. I think they're just, oh my god, they just choke you. But then again, if you play against 5,000, he chokes you with any player. I'm just like, how does that string even jail? Like, how's that even possible?
Dude, the other day.
It's like, what is this?
Yeah. Those guys are mad. Like, I couldn't believe it the other day. Yeah, they find tech that I'd never seen before. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I know that that was 7 frames, but somehow you made it like 2 frames. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, you know what, Sean? Like, I love the game. I think MP11 is great. I think what bothers me, outside of probably just, whatever, is this. I want to see this thing grow a lot, and so I think, obviously getting people more and more involved would be great. I think the people in Europe who don't want to play us just yet because of ping and LAN, silly excuses. Sorry for the guys that are watching it. Whatever. They're probably afraid to get bodied by us.
I'll watch it back later.
And you know what? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you know what? Like, I'd like to see. Z mentioned something pretty interesting in the group the other day in FGC Africa. Is like, would you guys like me to make videos on how you can body people and whatever? And that's part of the 1% talking. And it's not really more of a bother, but it's something that I like to start seeing going forward. So, like, what Noble Raptor does with his thing would be great if he starts having that sort of channel. We start supporting it. What you've done here, is phenomenal about having this group, and I'd like to see more Africans starting to support this. I think trying to get more limelight and more spotlight on this game and more awareness, because I know a lot more people play this game than we actually figure out. A lot more people who are not in our community, who body us offline or online, they're pretty good, and I'd like to get more and more of those people involved in the game at the moment.
That's a great suggestion. That's exactly what it's about. I think that I was having a discussion with someone else the other day. We were talking about supporting your community members. And someone was saying, no, if you don't, it's like, if you don't support them, then you should go away. And I said to him, I was like, no. Look, everyone's got a day-to-day life. Like, people have got working. They've, they're living their lives. They're chasing away. If anything, we should be encouraging people to stay. And, that's always my one worry. I remember being like that when back in 2015. I was like, dude, I'm going to do some hectic research so that I can beat this guy and make sure that I beat him. I should have been like, if I lose, I should be trying to keep him in. And I think that's one of the biggest the drawbacks for me in the early stages of the fighting game community.
Correct.
Now, I think all the African players are like, hey, come, I want to beat the shit out of you.
Come,
stay.
Let me buddy you.
Let me buddy you. But stay. Don't go. I want to beat you some more.
You know what I'm saying? And I was saying this the other time. It's like, I was like, I don't mind if I get bodied 10,000 games because I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn how to beat you. I don't care how many games it's going to take. You can post it. You can put it up, whatever. And, there's good days, there's bad days. There's days where I get bodied by scrubs. I'm just like, oh, my God. They go up and they post it. I'm like, okay, it's cool. Then there's days where you just beat, like, the part of the 1%. You're like, yes. Got it.
I am amazing.
I'm coming for you, but I am a god.
Dude,
so it's just like and that's why I try and challenge these guys a lot because I'm just like, I need to learn how to play this game. And it's playing with Justin is near impossible because he does things that you never understand. And with Killjoy, he just understands the game to a certain technicality where you're just like, what is actually going on? Then you got vicious people like Mark the Shark. But you got Z, who plays with my favorite player, Garrus, and you got Tando, who plays with my favorite player, Kung Lao. And I'm just like, but I can do this in lab. Why can't I do this on stream? So, part of it is just trying to get us into that mode where we're comfortable enough to pull those things off, and where we can actually be, competitive.
I get you. Look, we're about halfway through the show, so we need to start moving on to the next question. Let's talk commentating, because actually Carlo just mentioned in the chat that he wants you in it. What do you feel was the most important characteristic in being successful in commentating? I've seen you talking in FGC Africa. And do you feel it's being a competitor yourself, or do you think it's something more?
Well, you know what? In commentating, I think the most important characteristics is just having to, I guess, understand the game itself, right? Because you got to be able to speak about the mechanics, be able to speak about all different things that are involved with each different players, how they could have used certain situations to advantage and disadvantages, what they did wrong, seeing you tech and that sort of thing. And so coming from it actually feeds me more as well, coming both from a commentator and as a player as well, because you kind of get an outside look how things are played out, and you can commentate and talk your way through and say, oh yeah, that's right, if he didn't actually mash that down one and he came with a forward two, he's actually blown that up into a new combo or whatnot, and he's got meaty damage that's ready to arrive. And so you can kind of take some of that back and you can go back in the lab as well and try and use that. So I think it's effective what I guess you, myself, Carlos, now 5000, Lay, Z, I think Jodzen was on last night about commentating, and I think they'll have a different perspective, a feel of how you can actually better your play as you go. And I feel like part of commentating, and smoke vengeance. I feel like commentating and being a player is a massive plus as well in that. Like it really does help.
Yeah, dude. Look, I think it's been quite cool because we've been seeing loads of people come into commentating now. Of Jody, Smoke Veg, Jodzen. Obviously Brandon's been doing his streams for quite a while. We've got, Carlo, Charlie Wolf Gaming with his whole new channel and series and everything going awesome.
Exactly.
See, you got some cool drink on deck there.
Some cool drink. More like coffee. You have cool drink up there in the Queensland. No, but down here, darling. It's
down here we drink tea and water.
It's just tea and water, darling.
So, it's been cool to see.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the biggest things. Is everyone's been in lockdown, so everyone's doing content creation now. But it's cool to see.
Exactly.
If Z starts making like a tech channel, and FGC Africa has these different series, we having Zambians compete against Kenyans versus South Africans, and Zimbos. That everyone's fighting and everyone's doing these different things. Dude, it is so cool to see because I'm seeing more of it being published and people and everyone's seeing it.
Absolutely.
Which for me wasn't happening enough. And you're commentating when you can, and you're obviously now stuck in SA, so you gotta do something.
So now I gotta do something. Now I gotta pick up this commentating job. Why?
So,
my God.
Question 5 is a pretty easy one. It's a staple pretty much for every one of the shows on the first of this first 5. Is where did the gamer tag Legend King of the North? And now Paris said I have to correct you. It's King in the North because that is the correct thing for Game of Thrones. If it comes from that,
it has come from Game of Thrones.
Oh no, Paris is gonna
he's gonna eat you.
Yeah, Paris
but when I made my move to Dubai about 4 years ago, I obviously established a new base there as being in the north and obviously being unctioned to be, king of the north and set up by Winterfell in the middle of the desert. So thank God that didn't melt. But that was where that's where I was supposed to be based. I was supposed to recruit and I was supposed to be boss. I was supposed to be botting, and that was the falling from MKX into Injustice 2. And I obviously readily identify with Jon Snow. I look exactly like him. So this is one of the reasons why I went for King of the North.
The resemblance is uncanny.
I'm dude. Like I keep getting stopped in the streets for autographs and whatnot. I'm like, no, sorry. I need to serve Daenerys first. So it's just one of those things. It's hard to shake off these people. It's an everyday nightmare. But King of the North kind of came from there, and Legend. Thank you for mentioning that because as of today, I will be forming a new stable called Legend, Team Legend. I already have Legend Killer on deck, and there'll be now Legend King of the North, and we'll be recruiting some of the elitist fighters. So hopefully we'll get sponsorship for that. You know what I mean? Let's just do it. Sign up. So I'm gonna go around. You know what I mean? So we'll get Team Legend. We'll sign up some people. And then we're gonna keep it just as competitive as possible. I think it'd be quite cool to have like factions and stables.
Yeah.
Here in Africa, and then you can start competing. It just makes it more competitive, I suppose.
Well,
when you kind of belong to a team.
Yeah, we have the Zambians, the AI. Yeah, AI. They
There you go.
They've got their faction. I guess the South Africans have got to have a faction. Legend sounds perfect. Legend.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Team Legend. Let's go.
Team Legend sounds awesome. Sign me up.
Sign up, Sheldon. Sign up, buddy.
Legend Sheltable. I'm all about that. I'll even put it on my
Twitter. That's what I'm talking about.
Straight up Legend.
That's it. Legend, buddy. Legend Shellblaze. So, buddy, I'm happy for it.
Shellblaze. Yeah. I need to change my name to Shellblaze. I saw that the other day. So bonus question. Before we get into the plugs, so every show I asked, it's random questions, so it's not going to be something FGC related. So where is the worst smelling place you've ever been?
Worst smelling place I've ever been.
Yeah, worst smelling.
Okay. Oh, probably.
Go quick.
Wow, it's gonna suck. How many questions? 3, 2. Was probably in India actually. Yeah, Calcutta.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was like a real busy street, but it was like next to it was the smell is just coming back in again. I just want to gag.
It's giving you back in. Okay, cool. There we go.
All I could say it wasn't pleasant. It was awful, and because again a lot of my job had got me traveling all across the Middle East and parts of India, Pakistan, and so forth. So like I've been there. Wow.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
So
it hurt my heart because I love my Indian people.
I get you. So the next one is a bit of a philosophical one. If you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, what question would you ask?
Oh my God!
I'll let you ponder that one if you wanna.
Would you? Okay, let me have my Socrates moment or the thinking man.
I'll let you. So here we go. So we had half of the show. My name is Sheldzable. This is my new show called Let's Talk FGC. It's just a chat between mates. It's a chat between FGC players. Next week, I'll announce who I'm doing at the end of the show. But check out my plugs. They are over there. Sheldzable on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Please drop the live chat and drop the video a like. Follow me on Twitter. It's over there at Sheldzable. Follow your boy Lebs at the bottom. You can see I don't know how his at is too long to pronounce, but he should just go and change it on Twitter. It's this way. You point that.
I should. Just legend.
Over there. Follow him. FGC Africa is where he's doing commentary at. Go check that out. There's loads of African content going on there quite often. And that's where we're at. So moving on to before I forget, the most important thing is we need to ask the chat to give some chat questions for the end of the show. So everyone, I check all of you guys. Thanks for dropping all the. I see you, Carlo. I see you, Aki Slay. I see you, Para. I see you, Zeng. I see you, Leonardo. I see you, Kev. I see you, Smoke Vengeance. I see you, Michael.
Damn.
I see you, Midget.
Okay.
Shout out to everyone watching, family, and everyone. So drop some questions. Please at me, say at Shaldzable, and then I'll read them at the end of the show. And that's where we'll go. So, moving on.
Yeah.
So, this question 6 is always, I'll try and base it on a moment between us. So, question 6 is a bit of a story time. So, when I used to host tournaments in Pretoria with Game Arena, I'm sure you remember them, I popped off for the first time in a while. Like, I had never popped off on someone, but I popped off on you.
I know you did.
You were so angry.
I was, Sheldon. And I know why I was angry. I remember
I love this story.
It was like, I remember like yo, oh my god, this is gonna sound so bad. Anyway, I remember like when you know, like I think it might have been the losers bracket.
Yeah.
And there was something like the reaction time was a little bit slow on the PC or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember like I just wasn't used to it, and you were just butting me and going in, and I was like, oh my god. I'm never going to hear the end of this. And I remember I was using Koro Khan, and I think, were you using Kung Jin? I wasn't sure who you were using.
Kung Lao. I remember how I beat you. I jumped over, did a full corner mix-up. I got like a 40% combo mentality.
Add that in.
And I was like, and I popped off on you. I looked at you, and then I remembered that you are the real life Jax, because on my phone, it's saved as Lebo Jax. And I was like, what am I doing? I better sit my ass down. But the question is, how does it feel to lose to me back in 2015? Why are you so bad at Mortal Kombat X? And what do you think you can do to be better?
See, there is no amount of therapy that could take me through Mortal Kombat X to fix all my losses and how I felt about that game. What I can say is that I still have it installed. Sheldon, I still have my sector good to go. If you are ready, you can do a 1st to 10. I will body you if need be to reclaim back that glory.
Is that a challenge? Hey?
I will do that on your stream, on your chat. That's a challenge right there, buddy. Sector there. Let's go.
We can do sector 1st to 10. I'll do sector. I'll use Kung Jin. I'll use a bunch of people. So let me pop that in as my next one of my things to do. 1st to 10. With Lebs.
Hold on, Sean. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. I'll be back. Sorry. I know. How can I leave the chat like this when we're live? 1 second.
All good, buddy. So let me check everyone. Kev, I will ask that question. So, okay, that's cool. I will reading for you guys' chats. Let me check everything going. Aki Slay, what's up, my man? Yeah, Lebs and Sheldon. Yeah, I'll tell you guys at the end who I'm going to be having next week. I'll try to keep it as a surprise, but every week I will announce the next person. Driving.
Here you go.
Hey, what's up? You're back. Yeah, quick.
So 1st to 10.
We got
Zing, buddy.
We got Zing. It looks like LSG listening in the car while they're driving. So that's awesome. So they probably heard us giving them budget.
Great. Oh, wonderful. Okay, let's go.
So let's moving on.
What's up, LSG? What's up, Zing?
Talking about favorite African players, like, you know, this is what we're doing. We're trying to give some promotion there.
African player.
Who's your number one at the moment? Okay. Who's your must-watch player? Number one, only one. You can only give me one. I don't want you to give me 700 because that's what happens. I get it. We've got loads of people that are really good. But I want your favorite must-watch African player at the moment. Hit it.
Okay. Can I know this is unfair. Can I have an A and B?
No, you can't have an A and B. You got to choose one. It's not a nice competition. Okay. We're not trying to make friends here. Who's your must-watch player? I can tell you who mine is.
Okay, I'll tell you mine right now. Now, this comes from bias, 100% bias, but it's Z the Janitor.
Yeah.
Z plays Gareth, and I love Gareth. I mean, everything, to do with Gareth. So, I mean, like, even like Gur, on the larger scale, on the international scheme, he's my favorite player to watch. Like, I stay tuned into the Coliseum just to watch Gur and no one else. Z the Janitor, he plays Gareth. I love Gareth. That's my number one favorite player to watch. But then I'm going to sneak this in. I'm really sorry, Charlotte. But Tando, you're Kung Lao. I watch you all the time, Tando. Yeah.
I'm your biggest fan.
I'm going to sneak it in. Gritty. So, and I think, with I Am Greedy, I don't think he realizes how good he is in the game. And I don't think how far he can come in this game at the moment. And that's just by watching him and how he just picks up players and just goes and bodies. He's just so humble, but I don't think he realizes how good he can get at this game. Yeah. So he's also one of my other favorite players.
Gritty irritates me in how fucking nice he is. So it's so irritating. He'll destroy you, and then you'll have a fat conversation with him like he's your best mate, and you're like, I fucking want to beat you. You don't understand that. I want to win. Shout out to Gritty for Charmaining, because he knows what that means. You Charmaine. He knows.
He does.
Yeah. So cool. Favorite. There's a second part to that. Favorite overseas player. Have you got someone that influenced you a lot when you were going in?
Ninja Killer and Sonic Fox.
Okay, so the big
Sonic Fox for everybody. The first time I saw Sonic Fox was MKX, and he was playing Aaron Black, and that's why I picked up Aaron Black. And he was playing one of the Yomi boys. I can't remember which Yomi boy it was. It was DJ T's brother who was using Scorpion, and Sonic was just going to town because DJ T's brother was bodying everyone with Scorpion in that tournament. Sonic came in, used Aaron Black. I was like, that's my new main. I'm gonna love Aaron. That's it. I'm gonna go straight in. I just love the way the way he played. But then again, that kind of fell away. And again, like I said, Gur ended up being my number one. Gur and Splash. So Splash uses Kung Lao. Big fan of Splash. And Gur uses Garrett's all variations. I'm a big fan of that as well.
Nice one. Cool. So moving on.
Yep.
So this is basically just how did you become to be the real life Jackson Briggs? I mean, buddy, you're fucking rich. What the? I mean, I already told you earlier that your phone number is saved as Level Jack. What the fuck's up with that? What are you doing? Are you in the gym all the time? You sound like you're traveling all the time, so it sounds like you have no time to work out. What's going on there?
Oh, really? It's only for the ladies, brother. That's all I can say, homie. It's straight up for the ladies, fam. This whole thing about health and whatnot, that seems to be like a byproduct of what I do. I was just like, but mainly this is literally just gymming, just to look good, just for women. That's it. Like, there's nothing good. That's literally it.
100%. On that note, this is pretty much a standard one. Happy belated birthday, my guy. You looked like you had an awesome celebration. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Wish you really haven't. Tinson, happy birthday to the guy. So I saw your celebrations. What did you get for your birthday? Anything nice?
You know what? It's lockdown, so not really. Just a good old-fashioned bride. Just mates just came over, and just trade good times and whatnot, and that's literally about it. But I guess it's those moments that you can't trade for anything else. Personally, I would have liked a Ferrari, but you know what? I'll take the moments.
You'll take the moments.
Whatever. I'll take the moment.
Nice one. Moving on from that, let's find a little bit more about you. So I want to know what your favorite movies are off the top of your head. What's your favorite series that you're busy watching at the moment? What's your favorite food? And what's your favorite music artist that you're busy digging at the moment? Go.
All right. Okay. So favorite movies. Damn. So I'm a big what do they call them? Marvel, DC fan. So I guess Man of Steel was pretty big for me. Again, also do like directors. So Nolan and his Batman trilogy was pretty sick. Actors like Leonardo DiCaprio and stuff like Inception and Shutter Island. What's another Nolan movie that he did? Right? That Nolan movie where that dude went into space. Fifth Dimension.
Oh man,
that's called? No.
What's it called?
It's
oh my gosh, you're really joking right now. Interstellar.
Matthew McConaughey.
Interstellar.
Duh. Of course. Interstellar.
Of course.
And so let's see. What other movies did I like? I mean, there's so many. I mean, all the Avengers, the entire series. Loved all that. That was big for me. Some of the Spider-Man. Yeah.
Favorite series at the moment that you've been watching?
Series? Okay, so Game of Thrones, Westworld. I hope you were watching Westworld. Westworld's
I am
amazing.
watching Westworld. I finished
Ballers, which is kind of old now. Did you love it? Are you loving Westworld?
Yeah, I finished it. Loved it. I'm busy watching Better Call Saul at the moment, so I'm just trying to catch up on that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's a cool one.
Yeah.
So on all the Narco series, so every single one of them, from Narcos Mexico, anything to do with drug lords and cartels, somehow I just
You're digging it.
so love all that entire series that they have. I'm a big anime watcher as well, so past and present will be stuff like Bleach, Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, Attack on Titan. So those are some of the big titles. I'm watching Baki right now on Netflix, which is a great fighting anime. Let's see. So favorite movies, favorite series,
favorite food.
Is there the question? Favorite food. God, geez, damn. What do I not eat?
Is it just steamed chicken and rice?
That's it. Every day. Every day. That's why I got the owl on me, buddy. That's why I got the owl on me. This is what I eat. So I wear it and I chow it. But I mean, definitely, as Thai is a great cuisine. I love Thai food. Being Sappho, you gotta love, a good, braai, steak. Obviously, is big.
Good meat.
It's good meat, buddy. That's what it's all about. Chinese, not so much. Chinese was kind of Italian. Italian cuisine is pretty nice. That could be pretty fly.
You're just giving your spectrum. I want your favorites. Not your Italian food's pretty good. Thai's amazing. Chinese is amazing.
Of course.
Look, English pub food's great. I want just one, mate. Look.
Just a medley. You know what? I've just discovered that I'm a massive foodie. Clearly, based on my site.
Okay, moving on. What's your favorite music artist to see at the moment? Give them a shout out.
Okay.
Other people can
there will be. Okay, I'm gonna go Drake. Obviously, love Drake.
Standard.
Travis Scott, one of them. You know what I mean? And Travis, I think, is wonderful. But of course, again, I got a lot of answers for you. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to stay for all of them. But,
you got one more. You got one more. So you got one more. You can't. Travis Scott and Drake is like. I mean.
Okay.
You got the Scots.
Travis and Nick. Those three.
What about Kid Cudi and the
that's
Scots
it.
now making it? Yeah. Okay. I would have said watch out for the Scots because that's Travis Scott and Kid Cudi making a new collab.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway.
Exactly.
So we're moving on to our final question of the first attempt before we move on to our bonus round. This one's a bit serious, but it's not really that serious. But it's with tournaments like Bloodsport that you're commentating next week, and I know Avesh is helping organizing. I guess what benefit can the African scene get from not only participating in this online event, but also attending offline events that you may host in the future? Isn't all tournament experience, like you said, tournament nerves for future things, or is it something more?
That's a good cue. And again, thanks for that as well. Shout out to Avesh. I joined Fight Club and he's kind of, steamrolled it and, kind of attempts to grow it bigger and everything and have these tournaments. And, they feed into a lot into what you've just asked. So tournament nerves is one thing that, we're obviously trying to fit out. So get our players better experience, get the scrubs to play some of the better players in the elite. There's a cash prize as an incentive to it as well. But I believe that the more we have these tournaments, the more and more, people will be, start feeling at ease and start getting more of the experience that's out there. Start also, kind of spreading it to their friends and their friends' friends. And hopefully we can start getting more people to start participating and getting a lot of competitive experience from it. And, like I said, again, to just echo what I said last time is that, I want to take this so that our players start becoming elite and start competing against European and American elite. And also, it's just something to do when you're staying at home, right? COVID-19 got us all locked up like Akon. So let's do this.
100%. Nice one. That's the end of the first attempt. We're moving on to the end game now.
Man, you know what? Let me just spare you. Don't bother. I'm probably going to get 0 out of 5. I saw Carlo. I heard the questions, and I was like, I think I know 2 of them.
Look, it's not
Why do I not know the rest of it?
It's obviously not going to be the same. But before we move on, we need to answer some chat questions, and I've got no filter. So you must understand that I read what comes. So let's have a look. Okay. Shout outs to everyone in the chat. Really awesome to see you guys coming through. Zeng saying, remember that one time Kevin Keyboard Ninja stayed at your place? Yeah, I know, Kev. Yeah, I do. The Keyboard Ninja came through to my place from Kevin. Came from PE, came up, stayed at my place, and we competed in Pretoria. Everyone was there. You were there. And that was a good introduction for him. Next time I have a chat with him. That was like his big introduction to the guys that were fighting out. So Smoke Vengeance saying shout out to Post Malone for caring about the FGC.
That's all you, buddy. That is all
Jade,
you.
See, I can't see. This is why I don't read his things in the chat. It fucking makes me.
You need a couple more tattoos, though.
Yeah,
you need tattoos. You need a couple more tattoos.
Yeah. I'll be fucking Jade. Always. So, Aki Slayer said, one question is who is Take My Throw, ZA?
Even sure. I think that's supposed to be like some dummy account. It's definitely not one of my accounts. Mine are pretty explicit, but it's probably a shadow account from someone that's in FGC fighting group.
So
that's
you think
probably
it's a Heidi?
everyone.
You think it's a Heidi account?
No, yeah, it's a Heidi, bro. It's definitely a Heidi.
Okay, so Lebs, Jody says, who's your favorite colored from the FGC Africa? I obviously can't pronounce it. That's what he's asking. Who's your favorite?
Your favorite color?
It must be Jody.
It has to be Jody.
Yeah.
No one else. He wants that shout out. It's gotta be Jody. Who else? I mean, who else, dude? No one else is as random as he is. It's definitely him. Of course, 100%. Duh.
So Kevin says, "Are you?" He says, "Ask him top or bottom."
Bottom.
Bottom.
I'm all bottom. I'm all bottom. That's what it's all about.
God. Okay.
Give that to me any day, every day, bro. And like you said, no filter, homie. No filter. That's it, you know.
All right, guys. So shout out to everyone in the chat for making us laugh. Yeah, I see we
Yeah. Appreciate that.
10 people and thing. Cool. You know, drop the live chat, drop a like, subscribe if you're not. I do this every week.
Do it.
Moving on to the next round.
Do it.
We're on the final. We're at the final. We're at the end. This is the MK Trivia Speed Fire round. So now I've adjusted the rules a little bit. Okay.
Thank God. 8 seconds for a question, and we can phone a friend.
5 to 7 seconds. So if you can Google with 5 to 7 seconds, that's it. It's out of 6. It's 5 questions. It's out of 6. Which means one of them's got 2 points. Okay, and the 2-pointer happens to be the question that Carlos. Yeah.
Has to be. Has to be. Carlo, I hope you are kind, buddy. I hope you are kind. I'm gonna need you, brother. Commentated to another.
He did send 2 questions. I took both because I thought both of them were pretty good. So, first question. You ready? Are you ready, Lebs?
Yeah. Here we go. I'm ready.
Cool. The guy who randomly yells "Toasty" after being uppercutted in Mortal Kombat. What is his name?
Yes. His name is John Tobias. He was one of the co-creators of Mortal Kombat till MK4. That's when he left Midway Games. But yeah, that's the guy. He was the co-creator with Ed Boon.
I know, you thought it was. It's a trick question.
What?
It's not
no, don't say that.
It's not John Tobias. It's Dan.
Shut up. No.
Okay, moving on. You got it wrong. What are the What are the requirements to unlock Jade in Mortal Kombat 2? Did you ever play that one?
Kombat 2? I'm pretty sure I did, but I think weren't you supposed to get like a double flawless victory on the bridge or something like that?
So Jade, there was a secret fight that was double flawless on the bridge, yeah, but this one was different.
Yeah.
I'll take another guess. Quick.
Okay. Let's see. Did you have to hold up some buttons at the start screen?
No.
Unlock Jade.
The answer is you have to only low kick when fighting on the portal stage. Look, I'm gonna give you a point. I'm gonna give you a point for the last 2 because
I need it.
No, there's no points. No, you don't get any points. Sorry. That's it. You didn't get any there.
Okay. That's okay. Looks like I'm on target.
Now we're moving on to my questions. Okay, so those. Thanks to Charlie Wolf Gaming for the last 2 games. Shout outs to him.
Thank God.
Okay, so where does the anagram Noob Saibot originate from?
Okay. Only I know this. Noob is Ed Boon.
Yeah.
Saibot is John Tobias.
Boom. Easy. Got it.
Oh, thank God. Oh, jeez. Who did that?
Okay, name 6 DLC guest characters in the last NRS games. Including this one.
6 DLC characters in the last NRS game. So that'll be Joker. That'll be Spawn. That'll be Terminator. Then we've got this is 3 Terminator. player that we had is why can I think of it right now? Is RoboCop. There were Shang Tsung and
no, Shang Tsung's
come
not
on,
guessed.
6 level.
Shang's not guessed.
Wait, did you say 6 in the last DLC or the last NRS game?
Last NRS games, all games. So you've got it 4 from just this one, but guessed.
Okay, so then what would then you've also got a Predator and you've got Alien.
There you go, cool.
You've got Jason Bourne.
Yeah. So those are guest characters. Don't forget the Ninja Turtles. Like I thought that someone would have said the Ninja Turtles. Of course. And then
the ninjas, come on.
If you had exactly. So guest characters. So there would have been Kratos, there's Freddy and MK9.
Kratos, yes, MK9, yeah, Freddy. Yep, that's correct. Yeah.
So this is obviously a topic of the week. Who owns Mortal Kombat at the moment and has put them up for sale?
God. Okay. It's Warner Bros.
Bam.
And they put them up for sale. That's it? Okay.
It's Warner Brothers, they put them up for sale. Yeah, it's AT&T, but I mean that's a conglomerate, monopoly. Anyways, so that's you got 3 out of 6. You're going on the loser board. So Carlo is still number 1 at 5 out of 6 at the moment. We yet
Damn you, Carlo! Damn you, Carlo! You had all the easy questions.
But
I knew all those.
You now have the opportunity to send me 2 questions. So
yes, I will.
You can make them hard,
I will, sir. I will.
As you see fit, but make them kind of what you know. But that's pretty much our hour. So before we go, Lebs, it's been great speaking with you. I need to give obviously plugs, more plugs, and some more plugs. So plugs are my YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Drop down, like, subscribe, share with your auntie, share with your uncle. Let them come see what we're talking about. Today we had our elder god for the day, legend king of the north, and which he should be changing his name, as we should be. We'll talk about that another time. But check out my YouTube.
Yes,
more episodes are coming. Follow me on Twitter. Please DM me some suggestions for the show. If you have something, I'm available on WhatsApp. Go join the FGC Discord. There is loads of channels for different fighters, not only Mortal Kombat. I know that there's a bunch of you that play with other games. Steam FGC, join the WhatsApp groups. If you don't know, drop me a message on YouTube. Say, I'll send you what you need. I'll send you the chat link if you need.
Reply.
That's all my plugs, I think. So next week, I've got AI Killjoy, aka the Zambian Slayer, aka the Zambian Shark.
Damn, you got Killjoy.
I got Killjoy.
Killjoy up in this.
I got Killjoy. So please tune in then.
All right.
We're going to be doing it next week, Wednesday, same time, same place. What's today? Is today Wednesday or is today Thursday?
Thursday, Thursday.
Next week, so it's a day before, next week, Wednesday, in the afternoon, so you guys can come tune in, so you're not, bothered by work. We might do it a little bit later. We'll see how it goes. And that's it for now from me, so I leave it to the legend himself.
You know what? Thank you all for having this. Thank you again, Sheldon, for putting me on this again. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. And for those people who will probably watch in the future, what's up? And, thank you again for tuning into this great stream. We want to do many, many more of these. Obviously, Sheldon will lead the way on this, and everyone else that's in the community. I hope you heard my message, which is grow the community, grow the gaming and the fighting scene for NRS games, MK11 and Injustice 3 come out and so forth. To the top 1%, my message is pass down your knowledge onto the rest of the scrubs, and I'll do my part as part of the top 1%, and just make sure that everyone is everyone just kind of has this, just becomes as best as they can be in this game. And again, Charlotte, good luck to you at EVO. We hope to see you on other fighting scenes in the US as well. So represent that African flag well. You carry all of us in our hearts and in the pad. So good luck, buddy. We can't wait to see you out there.
Oh, much love. On that note, I think there's nothing much else left to say. Lebs, you legend. I'll chat to you soon, brother.
Thank you, buddy. All right, buddy. Good to see you.
Sweet.
All right.